Hi, and welcome to this video on 5 ways to lower your cost per acquisition. So this video is going to run through 5 different ways that you can reduce your cost per lead or your cost per sale on your website for anyone running ads across Facebook, Instagram, Google, shopping ads, anything. So without further ado, I'm going to share my screen and get right into it. So yeah, we wanted to put this video together because we get a lot of people that basically ask this question, like how do I get lower leads? What's the best way to do it? So we thought we'd put this very simple presentation together and give you some ideas on what to do next. So first things first is let's look at improving your bidding. So if you're running ads on Facebook or AdWords, you will have the option to do automatic or manual bidding. And how they basically differ is with automatic bidding, AdWords or Facebook will kind of automatically adjust your bids depending on the objective you've got. And as they see fit. So let's say, for example, you're on Facebook and you're optimizing for conversion. So that might be a sale or a lead. What Facebook will do is alter the bids to get you a lead or a sale at potentially the lowest cost, or if you need 10 leads a day, at a higher cost to hit that 10 leads a day target. AdWords in the same way, you might be looking to get a particular cost per acquisition. So they will then higher or lower the bid to get you those leads in or those sales in to hit that. So that's automatic bidding. It kind of does it for you based on parameters that you set within the ad platform. Manual bidding is obviously, as the name suggests, manual. So it might be that you want a little bit more control if you're spending higher budgets. This tends to where the manual bidding process comes in, especially for Facebook. People that are on AdWords tend to do manual bidding a little bit more anyway. But the way manual bidding works is you essentially control how much you're going to bid to enter the auction. So let's say Google suggests a bid of £1 for a particular keyword. That's a starting bid. So you might start bidding £1. Other advertisers might start bidding £1.50. And that's how it works. Now, there's obviously other elements that come into bids like quality score and things like that. But essentially, it's altering your bids manually to get you into the auctions for your ads to show. So there's several ways you can do that. There's two different strategies. Now, if you've got a decent budget, you can do what's called a walk down. So let's say, for example, you're quite happy to spend 20, 30, 40 pounds for a lead or a sale. You can go straight in and go, actually, I just want to get some sales or leads in. I'm going to go and spend £50. I'm going to bid £50 per conversion, or I'm going to spend, if it was £1, I'm going to spend £5 per click, and go way overboard and just get the sales in and kind of bully everyone out of the market, essentially. So go in, get the leads and get the sales in and get some data in, and then you can kind of what's called a walk down. So you can go around bidding £5, doing very well. What happens when I go down to £4? Do I see a difference? Do the sales come in £3, £2? And then you can find that happy medium of the volume of sales and leads versus the cost that you're willing to spend. Alternatively, you can do a walk up, which is essentially if your budget is quite tight, you can start by Facebook or Google are saying I've got to spend £2 on a click, but I'm going to start with £1 just to see how it works. So it might be that you can enter the auction and have your ad shown maybe different times, so later on at night, earlier in the morning, and you do start to get some sales in. So you might be a case that you can, right, okay, I want to scale it up a bit. If I bid £1.50 now, do I get into the auction a bit more? And again, you kind of stepping it up to see where that happy medium is of sales or leads versus the amount that you're bidding on something. So that's bidding. Automatic bidding, manual bidding, and then some simple strategies for like a walk or walk down, depending on your budget. So that's the first thing you should be looking at is bidding. Second thing we're going to move on to is click-through rate. So that is the amount of time or the percentage of people that see your ad, click on your ad. And there's different ways that we can improve that. And the majority of that is ad split testing. So we're testing different things in the ads to see if one result gets a better result than another, for example. So one of the first things to do is look at ad creatives. Now, this is Far more important if you're on social platforms like Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. The ad creative is essentially what's going to stop the scroll. So it's going to capture people's attention straight away. So that's really important. You should be testing images versus videos. You should be there's in Facebook, there's carousels where you can scroll across. So we tend to find that that works really well for an e-com, from an e-commerce website. So if you're running a WooCommerce or a Shopify store, definitely something to try. Instant experiences work extremely well for lead gen, and shopping, to be fair, because it allows people to take the action within the Facebook news feed without leaving the platform. So that's definitely something to try. Once you've sort of tested creatives, the next thing to be looking at is the ad tech. So if we're on a search platform like Google Ads, it might be that the call to action is really poor. It might be that you're not, the headline isn't grabbing the attention of the user. It might be that the call to action is too soft. So learn more rather than sign up for your free discount code now, or sign up for your 30% discount code now. So there's definitely different things to try. One of the things to think about when you're running ads is the ad creative is what's going to stop the scroll or grab attention if it's a banner on a GDM platform, or Google Display Network platform, or if you're running ads on like Criteo or Taboola or things like that. The image and the creative is what's going to stop and grab attention. It's the text that's then going to sort of pull them in, explain, sell kind of what you're doing, and get them to go over to the landing page. So ad text is extremely important to test. The other thing is to test, your positioning or your offer. So it might be that you're going to say, okay, let's say we're selling a cleaning product, and you can say, look, if you buy this, you can clean your house or your floor in half the time. Now, it might be that it actually doesn't take them a long time to clean a floor at the minute. So that's not the issue. It might be that you go say you can do this in under 3 minutes. Actually, it's taking me half an hour, so 3 minutes is great. Or it might be that the time isn't the issue, but it's what they, it's very costly what they use. So save 30% on this product. So it's positioning you different offers and seeing which of those work best as well. That can also help with click-through rates a lot. Moving on to the third thing is keyword and audience. So if we're looking at targeting certain keywords or certain audiences, we need to make sure that they are the right audiences and the right keywords. So if we jump into search platforms like Bing and Google Ads, it's looking at irrelevant keywords and excluding them. So if you don't check your search term reports, I highly suggest you do. So be checking them weekly and identifying keywords that you're appearing for, you might be getting clicked for, that are completely irrelevant. So let's say, for example, that you are a fitness trainer, but actually when you pull your search term report back, you're paying for the word Nike trainers, which isn't relevant. People that come to you might be wearing Nike trainers, but you don't want to be bidding and people clicking on Nike trainers because you don't sell them. And I can imagine the clicks on those are going to be extremely expensive. So you want to get rid of that and put it on your negative list. And go through this regularly to see, right, what search terms am I appearing for? Are they relevant? Have I ever got conversions on them? If not, we need to get rid and focus your budget on, keywords that do get conversions and are really relevant to your campaign. Next thing as well is to look at variance. So look at your top performing keywords, and that might be, let's say for instance, red running shoes, but you might want to test things like men's red running shoes or size 8 red running shoes as well, just to test if they've got just as much clout as the main keyword that you're looking after. So variance is really important to look at when you've found some winning sort of keywords as well. So look at variance around those top keywords. We're moving now onto sort of social platforms. What we need to be looking at is audiences. So in the same way that you would test new keywords, you need to test new audiences, because often they can get what's called burnt out. So with a keyword, with a search platform, you're essentially putting your ad out there and waiting for people to search for it and come and find you. What we're doing with a social audience is we're doing it the opposite way around. We're finding an audience and then pushing the ads over to them. and they can get burnt out. If they've seen you around a lot, they can get burnt out. So what we need to do is testing new audiences, loads of different ways to do that. You can try different audiences within, Facebook saved audiences platform, so interests, demographics, or you can create lookalike audiences. So as an example, you might have had 1,000 people convert or purchase from you over the past year. You can take a list of those email addresses of people that have converted, upload them to Facebook, and say, Facebook, go and find me other Facebook profiles that are very similar to these purchases. So now essentially what you've got is an audience, a far more refined audience of people that are more like the people that have purchased off you before. So you're driving more refined traffic to your website. That's a great way to improve your cost per acquisition. And again, refine your current audiences as well. It might be that you look at your current audiences and go, right, who purchases from me, which age, which demographic, which gender, and you might find that males, let's say age 20 to 30, just don't convert very well. They're very infrequent and they're very costly. But males 35 to 60, brilliant, purchase very regularly, and the cost per purchase, cost per lead is extremely low, in which case you're going to refine your audience to reflect that. And then you've got more budget to push where people are converting. That's the next thing to think about. Refine keywords and refine your audiences. Okay, step 4, placements. So something that we see kind of regularly is that gets overlooked is your placement. So people just tend to push their ads everywhere and hope for the best. And they just assume that if it's getting clicked, great. If it's not, no big deal. But actually, especially on Facebook and on like GDN and YouTube, places like that, placements are essential part of a campaign. So it might be that if you're optimizing or running a Google Display Network campaign, that certain websites that you've got your ads on just don't drive traffic, or if they do, it's expensive, it doesn't convert, and to be fair, it might be irrelevant as well. So you need to look for better websites. And in the same way on Facebook, it might be that if you're running ads on a lot of mobile placements, but your website is performs terribly on mobile, the conversions are going to be astronomical. It might be slow load speed. The other thing to consider as well is with placements on Facebook and Instagram, not one creative will work across all of them. So as an example, if you're running an image on the Facebook news feed, you can run that as a square, and that will work in Instagram and on Facebook. So 1080 by 1080 pixels. However, if you're trying to run that on a story placement, they need to be oblong, because that is the way that those stories, that story format is. So you need to create a separate creative in that format. Often we'll see people saying, oh, no, stories don't work, for a story placement doesn't work, or this place doesn't work, placement doesn't work. And actually it's a creative that hasn't been created specifically for that placement that's causing the issues. So that's definitely something to look at. Other thing as well is, before you write off a placement, see how much reach it's had. So has this been given a good run? Has it had enough people see it to convert? If not, it might be worth just testing that placement on its own. If you can, just seeing, right, once people do see it, does it convert well? Does it not convert well? If it does, okay, cool. Run it separately, give it the reach it needs, give it the creative it needs, and see how it does. If it's not, remove it from your platform and then just move on and keep your budget in the placements that are performing well. So that's number 4, placements, refine them, test them. And last but not least, in fact, again, something that gets overlooked by people running ads is what happens after the click. So if you've done everything well, you've got a really good, you've got really low cost per clicks, you've got really good high click-through rates, the CTR, but cost per conversion is high, it's more than likely going to be the landing page that's causing you issues. And this can be a number of things. It could be that all your ads are being driven to, for example, a home page, which is great, it's dead general, but that might be the issue. It's too general that it's not speaking directly to that person, or people have to spend time navigating your website to find what they were after. As an example, let's think about someone that's running ads for a women's fashion brand. So they might be got ads for shoes, it might be jeans, it might be a jacket section. But if they're all going to the home page, someone that's just seen a jacket or someone that's searched for denim jacket might be going to the home page, going to the denim jacket page, then looking. There's too many steps there. If they want a denim jacket, send them to the denim jacket section. And again, you know, we've talked about those variants with the keywords. It might be size 8, size 10, size 12 denim jacket. You know, specifically send them to the, you know, those sort of pages if you've got them. The other thing that you need to think about is split testing with landing pages, and it should be something that you're continuously doing. So, you know, does it work better if you have a video showing off the product if it's on an e-com site? Is it better to have a buy now in green? Is it better to have the PayPal symbol there? Loads of different things you should be testing. You know, if it's a lead gen, it should be like, right, we've got a form with name, email, and contact number. Does that work better if we've got a 3-step form? Does it work better with a video? Should we switch them around? Do color variants matter? So again, things you should be testing all the time, because again, if your ads are working really well and the landing pages need converting, that's a good place to be in, because you know your ads are working well. We just need tweaks on the landing page. And again, if you've got your ads working well and your landing page working well, but you can work on increasing the conversion rate of your landing page by a percentage, that can make a huge difference to your bottom line. You know, if you're getting 1,000 conversions, you up that 1%, you know, you've got an extra, you know, 100 leads or 100 sales coming in. So that's really, really good figures to have. So yeah, landing pages, test them, make sure they're specific to the ads that you're running, and always be looking to up the conversion rate by split testing regularly. So that's everything. That's a whistle-stop tour of 5 ways you can improve your cost per acquisition. I hope it's been useful. If you've got any questions at all and you want to get in contact with us, feel free to get in contact with us by the details on the screen. If you've got any questions, feel free to leave a comment down below. And I hope it's been useful. But yeah, thanks again for watching, and we look forward to seeing you soon.